You are exhausted, but not because you aren't sleeping enough. You are carrying an invisible, suffocating weight, the dense, heavy frequency of everyone else's demands, toxic projections, and the endless modern hustle. You feel that tight, anxious knot in your chest right now, don't you? Society lied to you. It told you that to find peace and wealth, you must work harder, force yourself into relentless positivity, and constantly push through the burnout. But here is the mystical truth. True, magnetic prosperity is never built through exhaustion. The harder you fight the chaos, the deeper you sink into it. The secret to abundance isn't adding more frantic effort to your life. It is aggressively clearing the energetic vacuum so that peace can effortlessly flow in. Stop running. Take one deep, anchoring breath with me. Exhale the noise. You do not have to carry the world today. I invite you to subscribe and make this space your permanent sanctuary. Drop your heavy armor at the door and type the word release in the comments below to anchor your intention and lock your energetic boundary right now. Welcome home. Let's begin. Think of the interactions you had today, the sharp, unforgiving tone of a colleague, the sudden, reckless hostility of a stranger in traffic, the heavy, exhausted sigh of a friend pouring their endless worries onto your shoulders. They play over and over in your mind, an infinite, exhausting loop. You feel that cold, tight knot resting deep in the pit of your stomach, the one that stubbornly refuses to dissolve no matter how much you try to distract yourself. That is not your pain. That is the psychic echo of another person's inner storm. Energy, my friend, is highly contagious, and it is deeply, undeniably tangible. You would never walk across your clean, bare floors wearing heavy boots caked in dark, wet street mud. Yet without realizing it, every single day you track the emotional residue of the outside world directly into your sacred space. You leave invisible, heavy footprints of the city's anxiety across your living room rug. You drape the collective fear of the modern hustle over the foot of your bed. And then, surrounded by this heavy, stagnant air, you try to change your life. You stand in the middle of a room that suddenly feels claustrophobically small. The walls seem to inch closer. The air itself feels thick, stale, and entirely still. You close your eyes and repeat positive affirmations. You try to visualize wealth. You attempt to force a mindset of gratitude, desperately trying to manifest the prosperity and peace you deeply desire. But instead of feeling a joyful, effortless flow, you feel as though you are swimming upstream against a raging, invisible river, a profound, exhausting resistance tightening your chest. Do you know why the affirmations feel empty? Because the great law of attraction does not listen to the hollow sound of forced, exhausted words. It responds only to the deep, silent hum of your base frequency. A home saturated with the unseen noise of stress, filled to the brim with the dense, chaotic fog of other people's projections, becomes an impenetrable energetic wall. It repels the very miracles you are trying to call in. Prosperity, ease, and financial flow simply cannot enter a space that is already overflowing with the frantic energy of survival. The channel is clogged. The vessel is full of murky water. You are fighting so hard, fighting the fatigue, fighting the stress, fighting your own mind to remain positive when your soul feels scraped entirely bare. But the fight itself is the trap. The resistance is what feeds the exhaustion. I want you to try something different, right here, right now. Stop resisting. Take a slow, deep breath in, filling your lungs completely. Now. Let it out with a long, profound exhale. Let the air escape your lips with a soft sound. Feel your shoulders drop, even just a single centimeter. Look at your hands. Unclench your fingers. Release the tight, anxious grip you have on this moment. The modern ego whispers a terrifying lie. It tells you that if you stop fighting the chaos, it will completely consume you. But the ancient masters knew a profoundly different truth. True, unshakable spiritual power never begins with a battle. It begins with absolute surrender. Giving up the exhausting illusion that you can control the frantic world outside is the exact moment you reclaim the unshakable sovereignty of your inner kingdom. You do not need to fight the shadows in your home. You merely need to change the climate of the room. And to clear this invisible mud, you do not need more modern effort. You need to partner with a technology much, much older than the pain you carry. You are searching for a way out, a remedy for the relentless heaviness that clings to your skin. But the modern mind complicates everything. It whispers that healing must be an exhausting uphill journey. It tells you that you must sit in forced, painful meditation for hours, desperately trying to silence a mind that only screams louder the more you attempt to cage it. I offer you a different path, a profoundly simple, ancient act to break this cycle of exhaustion. Not tomorrow, but right now. Hold out your hand, close your eyes and imagine it. Feel the rough, uneven edges, the cool, crystalline weight of a handful of coarse sea salt resting quietly in your palm. Look closely at it in your mind's eye. This is not merely a common object of the modern kitchen. This is the most ancient, advanced technology on this earth, born from the magnificent, timeless collision of the vast, deep ocean and the burning, infinite sun. It holds the memory of the tides, the ancient, unhurried rhythm of the planet. Nature does not overcomplicate. Nature simply operates in absolute, perfect truth. This tiny, geometric crystal does not judge the heavy energy you brought home. It does not care about your bad day, your anxious thoughts, or the toxic words spoken to you. It does not ask why you are stressed. It simply does what it has done for thousands of years. It absorbs, it neutralizes, it quietly consumes the heavy, suffocating density, pulling the invisible poison from the air and locking it away within its structure. But to truly change your reality, you must undergo a radical shift in your perspective. You have spent your entire adult life trying to add things to solve your internal problems. More books, more affirmations, more forced, exhausting positivity, more complex routines piled on top of an already heavy day. But true, magnetic clarity is never about addition. It is always about subtraction. Think of a loud, rattling machine operating in a small room. The constant grating noise vibrates in your teeth. Now, imagine the profound, sudden relief, the absolute, beautiful, ringing silence that washes over the room the very second that machine's plug is pulled from the wall. Feel that. Feel the physical space around you suddenly expanding. Notice how the air instantly becomes crisp, light, breathable. The universe, in its infinite mathematical wisdom, entirely abhors a vacuum. If you want to attract the new, if you deeply, truly desire fresh opportunities, sudden clarity, peaceful relationships, or financial flow, you cannot force them into a cup that is already overflowing with stale, muddy water. You must first have the courage to empty the vessel. By using the salt to draw out the density, you are sweeping away the emotional dust of 1,000 frantic days. This ancient clearing creates a sacred, empty space, a pristine, undisturbed canvas. And it is exactly in this pure, untainted void that the great law of attraction can finally operate, swift, responsive, and completely unobstructed by your past anxieties. Yet remember this vital truth: a tool is merely an object until the master picks it up. The salt resting in your hand is just physical matter. The earth provided the vessel, but you must provide the spark. Do not mistake this for cheap, superstitious magic. Magic implies you are hoping for a rescue. It implies you are giving your power away to an external object. You are not giving your power away. You are finally remembering how to wield it. Turn your gaze toward your front door. Look at the threshold with a focused, serene, and unyielding mind. Breathe into your heart. Notice that subtle, undeniable warmth awakening right in the center of your chest. A quiet fire. That is your sovereignty returning. That is the architect of your reality waking up. Your intention, your conscious, deliberate, unshakable will is the divine spark that activates the earth's element. An action performed without presence is just a hollow routine, but a physical object guided by the immense quiet power of your focused energy, that becomes a ritual, and a conscious ritual is an unbreakable universal law. The chaos has ruled your sanctuary for long enough. The time has come to declare your borders. Now it is time to move, but do not rush. Let your movements be deliberate, grounded, and fully present. Take the sea salt, walk toward the front door of your home, the main threshold where the frantic world collides with your sanctuary. Breathe out, bend down slowly, lower yourself physically to the foundation of your space. With quiet intention, place a small, deliberate handful of the salt in the bottom left corner of the door frame. Then, place another in the bottom right corner. Listen closely in the silence. Hear the subtle, dry, scraping sound as the rough grains settle against the wood or the tile of your floor. Stand back up. Feel the firm, undeniable solidity of the ground beneath your feet. Roll your shoulders back. Hold your head high. This simple, quiet act, this is your invisible decree. By marking the edges of your threshold, You are not merely decorating the floor, you are architecting a metaphysical membrane. You are drawing a line in the energetic sand. Look at that door now. It is no longer just a piece of wood or metal, it is a sealed boundary. Speak this truth silently to the universe, feeling the vibration of the thought in your chest. From this point forward, the chaos ends. Only light, love, and absolute prosperity are permitted to cross this line. The dense, heavy noise of the world stays firmly on the outside. Notice what happens the very second you claim this sovereignty. Feel the immediate, profound release. Imagine it like a heavy, sodden winter coat slipping off your shoulders and falling to the floor. An actual physical wave of cool, crisp energy cascading down from the crown of your head, washing over your chest, down your spine, and out through the soles of your feet. Your breathing. Notice how it has changed. It is no longer shallow and forced. It is naturally deep, rhythmic, and entirely effortless. The exhausting worry about what the world expects of you. The anxiety over the emails, the debts, the opinions of people who do not truly know your soul. You left them all on the other side of the door. They no longer dictate your present moment. The detachment is instantaneous. You have severed the invisible cords. You have returned to your pure, unburdened essence. Now, walk slowly through your home. Feel the quiet. It is no longer the suffocating silence of anxiety. It is a joyful, expansive, breathing stillness. Your home has returned to its true purpose. A sanctuary for deep rest, a fertile ground for quiet creativity. You feel it, don't you? That warm, golden glow radiating gently from your center, the subtle, quiet smile forming on your lips, the serene expression of someone who finally understands the power they hold. You are safe. Protected by the ancient earth and shielded by your own conscious decree, your natural frequency no longer has to struggle to stay afloat. Without the heavy weights pulling it down, your vibration naturally, effortlessly rises. You no longer need to exhaust yourself chasing abundance, forcing manifestations, or begging the universe for a break. In this state of pristine emptiness, in this profound, centered peace, you do not need to chase anything, because right now, unburdened and aligned, you have simply become a magnet for it.